Hi, I'm Christine from Voice for Success, and I'm going to be starting a short video series on behaviors that are common to both canine musical freestyle and canine parkour. Now, I'm not going to be presenting these as the finished product behaviors that you would find in each of the sports, but as the basic skills. Some of these are the dog backing up, the dog moving sideways or laterally, the dog making loops around certain objects, and other basic skill behaviors. I'll be talking a little bit about how I train these different behaviors, how I start them, and how I bring them to a certain level of fluency, which can then be translated into either freestyle or canine parkour. I hope you enjoy this series. The first behavior that I'm going to focus on is backing up. And today I'll be talking about how I introduce my dogs to this behavior. Now, I've done this in many different ways, but I've sort of landed on a particular favorite, and that is using what we call in agility a toe board, or what I might refer to as a two-paw target. The two paws, though, being the dog's two back paws. To train this, you'll need something kind of flat, but that your dog can put two paws on. A small board, even a cushion can work for this. To start to introduce this, I have plenty of good treats, and I create a setup where the board or the cushion or whatever we're using is in front of me. Using the treats, I show my dog to come to the board and put their two front paws on the board. But then I continue to move backward until the dog's front paws are on the floor and the back paws are on the board or the cushion, much like a 2-on 2-off in agility. There, I feed my dog treats. I give a whole bunch of treats, a jackpot, to say to my dog, this is where you're getting your reinforcement. Good boy. Nice. Good job. Okay. Yes. Nice. Good. Okay. I repeat this over several days, just so the dog starts to get the idea. This is the reinforcing position, the two back feet on the board. Once I've kind of charged up the board in this way, I take the treats and I use them, I put them on the dog's nose and use them to kind of pull my dog forward, not physically, but with the food lure, to kind of pull my dog forward just a little bit, even if it's just a little weight shift. And then I take the treats away and my dog hopefully will kind of shift their weight back, since that's the position where they've been getting a lot of treats. I click and treat that. So even if it's just a little weight shift at first, I'm pulling the treats forward, letting go, the dog shifts back, click. Now, it's okay at this point if you have to use your body language a little bit to help your dog shift back. But I recommend doing that as little as is necessary. What we want here is for the dog to make an independent choice. I see many people teach backing by walking into their dogs. That works for some dogs, but I like to let my dogs make a choice when they're learning this particular behavior. Once my dog has some history, with a little bit of a weight shift back and I'm clicking and giving the treat, I'm going to use the treats to pull my dog forward a little bit more. Ideally, so there's only one paw off the board. If both come off the board, it's okay. But if you can get just one paw, or even the paws just shift forward a little bit, and again, you want to take the food away and see if your dog will offer that shift back into that reinforcing position. Again, it's okay if you use a little bit of body language to help your dog at first, but try to fade that as quickly as possible. Also, for some dogs, it can be helpful to set up a little bit of a barrier so your dog can't skitter off sideways. I've had dogs do that where I've used the treat to pull them off, and then they just sort of shift off of the setup. So sometimes, especially in the beginning, it can be helpful to create a little corridor out of kitchen chairs or a wall and a gate, or ring gates if you have them, to make a corridor so going sideways isn't really an option. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now, it's just a matter of slowly moving further and further away from the board. Before long, your dog really should be making the choice to use their feet to get back to the board. If you're not seeing that, you might want to back up your process a little bit. Build up until you get to this point. So that's how I introduce the behavior of backing up to my dog. No matter how we're going to apply the behavior, that's how I introduce it. We'll pick up with this the next time.